welcome to Talk 254, and today I have a very special show lined up for you. We are going to be discussing campus relationships. Most of us, if not all of us, have been in relationships whether toxic or healthy. Today I've been joined by amazing guests and I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Triza Muhonja. Thank you so much. Welcome to this show. I'm privileged to be here to give my views on the topic.
Hello everyone, I'm Sharon Muniva. I'm glad to be in this show today, so I will give my take on the topic. Thank you.
In campus, most of us have been in relationships, and I think we can tell, we'll discuss and let's know how do we tell when a relationship is healthy or how do we tell when a relationship is toxic. I'll let Triza explain to us what's her take on campus relationships.
My take on campus relationship, I think there's a positive side of it, whereby you get a partner who you can build a relationship with, like a friendship, a person to support you emotionally when you're straining or when you're going through things, because you come from different places, different backgrounds, you've not been used to this kind of life, you've left your parents and everything. Sometimes you can feel frustrated, you can experience culture shock, but when you have someone on your side to encourage you, to motivate you, I think it's quite positive.
Yeah, and also it helps mentally because when you are in a relationship, you share a lot, and also it lengthens the lifespan of a person.
Yeah, I agree with her. I don't know how I could forget such a point, because now emotional support is very key, because many people go through a lot and there's nothing bad as a mental struggle. But when you have someone to share things, to filter out whatever you have, it becomes so positive.
I would say when you're in a relationship, especially this campus relationship, I don't think we have the right channel. I don't think we know how to differentiate when a relationship has become so toxic or when a relationship is good for you. So I would say sometimes we love the people we love so much that we would allow ourselves, to be dragged to hell with them. So yeah, but I would really like us to discuss the toxic side of it, because most of us in a relationship, there's so much depression, suicides, bad stuff, like people get into drugs because we don't have a way, we don't have the right partners who help us, create that good environment for us to be able to share stuff, grow, because that is what relationship is all about. So Sharon, what is your take on the toxic side of relationships?
So the toxic part of relationships, like when a person has high expectations, they can lead to a mental breakdown. So it is not healthy for someone to have high expectations. And also relationships can be toxic in a way that your partner is so violent and aggressive, so they bully you, they expect you to take the wife material, like the wife.
How do you tell when a relationship becomes toxic for you?
Okay, for me, I think I'll lean on Sharon's side and explain more on the expectation. This is whereby, like when you're dating someone, you put some very high expectations of them, and then with time they come to fail, and they feel so frustrated, disappointed. This is one of the major cases that leads to maybe suicide. Like, I expected so much from you that I'm not getting.
So at what point in a relationship do you say a relationship has become toxic? How do you say, I'm in a relationship but it's toxic? At what point do you say this relationship is toxic for me?
I think on toxicity is much about these are two people in a relationship, and whereby you have to be comfortable. When you feel like you are struggling, you're just not okay with this person, that's when you can say maybe it's becoming toxic. You can't just bear this person. Yet in the beginning, they were the people that you loved the most, you cared about. But then toxicity is closely related when there's dating violence, whereby, especially on women, someone is like blackmailing you, forcing you to do things, like you are being pushed to the limit and you can't hold it, and you can no longer hold it. So it becomes, that's when I can really say the relationship has become toxic.
And another thing please tell us.
And also when a person is trying to control you, like he's choosing your friends, the people you should be relating with. So I think it is not right. A person should choose who he or she wants to relate with. Yeah.
And sometimes I would say that if you're in a relationship and the moment you ask yourself if somebody is good for you, then I wouldn't label it as toxic, but I would say that is, you're just not supposed to be there. If you're in a relationship and you can't talk to somebody about, everything, like when you're in a relationship, that person is more of your soulmate or your other half or somebody you just talk to about anything. Because here in campus, we sometimes get ourselves or put ourselves in situations that are so toxic. You get people fighting over men or women, people doing drugs, people, like so many things that even if your parent comes to hear about, you'll be wondering if they know you. So I would say sometimes if you're in a relationship and you find out that you're not comfortable, it's okay, it's good to just, let it go. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more guests. Welcome back, and as I had promised, I've been joined by new guests and I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
So, hello everyone, my name is Untitled Chapter from Galol in Ethiopia, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to give my take on positive side of the campus relationships.
Hello, my name is Crystal and I'll be giving my take on campus relationship through my experiences and also other people's experiences. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is John Paul Sadiki and I am a counseling psychologist. I give advice. That's exactly what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, all of us have had our own share of experiences of campus relationships, and I'll allow Kim to give us her own experience of relationships.
Alright, so where do we start? I want to say that campus relationships can be one of the best things that happens in someone's life. And although it may have its challenges along the way, I can guarantee you that it's one of the best things. And in my experience, it's not that bad. I cannot complain. Let's say that the Lord has been faithful and I'm doing quite okay. So, yeah. Let's continue.
So, as for me, as much as campus relationships do have their good sides, we also have the other side of the coin, which is negative. And for me, I can say is that most relationships these days are based on material things, especially in campus. You can find a girl, she's being wooed by a campus guy, but then when she goes out there and sees a man who has a big car, job security, spoils her with gifts, she'll tend to neglect her campus boyfriend more.
Okay, so what I want to tell both of you is that I usually talk about assertiveness. Assertiveness is a life skill that is taught by so many counseling psychologists, and of course those whom I work with. Assertiveness is standing your own ground. Enter into a relationship knowing what you're going for. And of course, you can have your own expectations, but not too high expectations. And beware of future disappointments. You can be hurt, it can end up well, it can have long-term effects, you can end up even getting married, starting a family. Just standing your own ground is very important. If it is a toxic relationship, maybe it is at the initial stages, you can seek professional help. But when it gets to a point of, kutishiana maisha, takuwa, taking knives for each other, just stay out. Just leave it.
And what advice would you give to a student in campus who is in a relationship and they can't tell whether, there are sometimes you can't even know whether you're in the right with the right person or the person is just not good for you. So how do you tell when somebody is not good for you? How do you tell when somebody is being toxic or when you're toxic yourself? How do you place the difference?
The difference is, okay, both of you, you're two people created differently, with different character, different temperaments, and different psychological, intellectual setup. and you react differently to various challenges. Now, the way you're gonna bond, how you're gonna live together and make the relationship work will depend on both of you. If you wanna make it work, fine, just make it work. About the knowing whether somebody is toxic or
How do
maybe
you tell when you're toxic?
whether you're toxic yourself, you know yourself, and nobody knows you more than you know yourself. So it's just a matter of knowing who you are, your character, and trying to compare it with your partner. There are those people who, of course, they can't blend together when they are together, when they're in a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the ones who reach a point, wanachana, they just call it off. They break up.
Okay, so I have a question for you. What happens when, and this happens more than often, when you're in a relationship with someone and the girl gets pregnant? What happens from there? Because most campus boys do not want that kind of responsibility. Most campus boys, they are not responsible enough to actually take the role of a father. So in case of a pregnancy, what can we do?
Okay, I would advise somebody to try and reach out to the person who got him pregnant. Don't let him go. Don't let anybody put you in a family way and get away with it. They have to pay for it. They got to pay for it. It is either they be sending child support, or maybe you reach out to your parents if both of you are students for help. But it cannot just. But it depends again with your parents, because there are some parents who usually advise their daughters to let it go. But in the case where your parents support it first, they have to support it. They have to approve of the support before they reach out to the parents of the other party, so that you find a worthy cause. Yeah.
In my case, I'll say that whenever a girl gets pregnant, I suggest you just take some time off. Like, you can defer, go and just, how do I say, take care of the kid for at least like around 6 months. Then you come back and continue with your studies. Okay, like you just, as much as you involve the guy who got you pregnant, be there for that baby, But I'd advise that kindly just don't get pregnant with campus boys.
But then there's this notion that you cannot find a balance between relationship and education. So what's your take on that?
If the relationship is eating into your class hours or even your school hours, the time that you're supposed to be somewhere grasping something or studying, then it is a toxic relationship. Just attend your classes as usual, do all your assignments and cards, don't miss any of your exams just because of the relationship. But at the same time, have time for your partner. Time management is key in any institution, anybody's life. Time management is key. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Wow, we've heard from our life coach here. Our guests today have shared with us their experiences, and we've seen that you have to learn how to tell when somebody is toxic or when you're toxic yourself. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with us throughout the whole show. Thank you, amazing guests, for joining us. Thank you, the audience, for viewing. Kindly share, subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for more videos.